of the day for the world's most traded pair. Welcome, guys. Welcome to another live stream where we shall be looking at the direction of the day for the world's most traded pair, which is the Euro USD. Thank you, guys, for joining. Hope you had a great weekend. Well, this is yet another week to trade the Euro USD, and definitely every morning my local time, which is 8:30 a.m., my local time, which is the East African time, or if you're in areas of the New York Standard Time, which is the Eastern Standard Time, that is roughly about 1:30 a.m. New York time. Every morning we actually jump onto these live streams. I jump onto these live streams to be able to share what I feel or what I think the direction for the day is going to be like on the Euro USD. Now, of course, I don't just guess on this. I do this using my strategy that I trade, which is a 50% win rate strategy, where I basically determine the direction for the day using my strategy. And when it comes to this strategy, it actually has a 1-to-3 risk to reward ratio, but I like to squeeze this to a 1-to-4 risk to reward. So that's the type of strategy that I use to actually determine or predict or basically speculate what the kind of direction of the day is going to be like. So I happen to give you those turning points of the Euro USD where I basically think the market is going to turn this particular day, where the market will actually be making a reversal today. So basically, that's what we're going to be looking at. But you might be thinking, or you might be there, basically asking yourself, how does he really trade, or what kind of strategy does he even use? So for me, the type of strategy that I use, it's basically a strategy that utilizes the open high low close or the open low high close candle. So basically I look at where price has started from and basically where it ends on where it ends on the daily candle. So basically price on the next day, it always likes to go back into an area of interest from the previous day, and then it continues another way or to the other side. So basic type of strategy, this particular strategy actually has a 50% win rate. So you will definitely be able to actually win at least 50% of the time. So let's say if you look at a series of 10 trades, at least 5 of those trades should be winners. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you joining me on this live stream where we're going to be talking about the direction of the day on the Euro USD. So basically, this is the strategy that I trade, and as I've told you, it has enabled me become profitable because I've traded this particular strategy for more than a year now. So basically, that's the type of strategy that you're going to be, trading. If you're interested, definitely we shall be diving into that just in a bit. But before we even get there, I would like to share with you and show you what my kind of results have been like for the last over 1 year that I've traded this particular strategy. So I'm going to be sharing my screen to be able to enable you look at what I'll be looking at on my end. So that's exactly what I'm going to be doing right now. So if you're able to see my screen right there, these are the kind of results the strategy has yielded me with. So if you're able to see my monthly comments here, basically they show that I've been having green months all through. So you can see right there, I'm always having green months, and this is just not a coincidence, or this is just not to flex or anything, but I'm trying to show you the type of strategy that I've used and that I've found to be profitable for me. So basically, this is the type of strategy I use to call the direction of the day. And then when you see here the percentage addition onto my equity every month, you can see This month of May last year, I had a 5% addition, June 6%, July 7%, August was just a 1%. So you can see these are not crazy gains, guys, because there are so many people out there that basically promise you heaven on earth. Some of these people actually scam artists. They tell you you're going to be with this particular strategy, you're going to be, making maybe 40%, 50% addition onto your equity every month. Guys, this is not how trading works. Trading, it's a slow but sure game. So if you're someone who is patient, you will definitely be able to make money in this market. So that's August, and then if we are to scroll further, you can see September I had a 5%, October I had a 23%, then January this year I had an 18%, February I had a 4%, March I had a 7%, April I had a 25%, May I had a 12%, and June I had a 5%. So you can clearly see that April has so far been one of my best months. So I'm so grateful that I actually found this strategy. So I'm going to be getting into this strategy to show you exactly how I trade it and basically how I use it. But before we even get there, I would like to also tell you some of my practices that I carry on or that I do as I go through my trading. So before I even get onto the charts, I always like to acquaint myself with the fundamentals of the day. So I like to check the particular website that I use is Bloomberg. I like to see what these guys are writing when it comes to the market. So when you see right here, Joe Biden bows to Democrats who wanted him out, pending U.S. politics. So basically, the president is going to step down. He's not going to stand against Donald Trump. So basically, this is news for the US. This is political news for the US dollar. So you need to understand, wow, what or how does this actually affect the US dollar? So you need to understand, get to know exactly how this particular news is going to affect the US dollar. Personally, I think this is long-term news. It's not going to affect the dollar today because, we're looking at how this will affect the US economy. You can date back and see for the presidents that served one term, how did the US dollar actually behave? So such things need to be looked into to basically get to know what exactly happens to the US dollar or the US economy in that case when a president serves one term. So I like to always go further and basically look at my particular Euro USD pair that I trade to see the kind of related news that they have on my particular pair that I trade, which is basically me coming to markets, then currencies, and then once I'm on currencies, I'll be able to check out the Euro USD, and then from there, I'll be able to see some of the related news on this particular pair, which is the Euro USD. So I'll be opening that just in a second. Okay, so this is Euro USD. So let's try and see the kind of related news, think ourselves with what is on here. Now, if you know me, I'm actually more of a technical trader, but I like to look at some of these things to basically enable me, not be on the wrong side of the fundamentals, because most of the times, there can be some major news that basically greatly affects my particular currency that I'm trading. So I do not want to be on the opposite side when the fundamentals are saying something different. So this is the reason I always check on these fundamentals to basically acquaint myself with what they might be saying about my particular pair that I'm trading. So basically, this is it with me. And then, so you can see right here, 5 things you need to know to start your day in Europe. That's not anything major. dollar slips as Biden quits race, China bonds gain. So this is good news. It was just released an hour ago. So you can see the dollar is expected to lose grip on the euro. So basically, this is good news. So Biden drops presidential bid, PBOC cuts a key rate. So basically, this is news about President Biden stepping down from standing. So Biden exit leaves markets asking what's next for Trump trade. So basically, this is good news for the U.S. dollar. So this is news that you need to trade off of. So basically, you're going to be using this to basically, make your predictions. So basically, this means we expect the euro to, have a better grip onto the dollar when it comes to this day, which is the 22nd of July 2024, and even in the future for that case, as we head towards the elections. So basically, this is something we need to acquaint ourselves. This is news we need to acquaint ourselves with so that we are not on the wrong side of the news. Then the other thing I like to check out is this economic calendar on Forex Factory. So I like to always come check out for this day, which is the 22nd. Is there any type of news? So if there's no news, then I'm okay with that, because the reason you have to do this is simply because there are traders out there that maybe do not want to hold their trades through news events. So when you know the time the news is going to be dropping, then probably you have to exit your trades before this news drops, because maybe this news might end up, wiping out all your profits that you've made for that day. So for some traders, they like to be out of the market before this news drops. So basically, that's the reason I would suggest you actually maybe exit your trades. If you're not sure about what the news is going to be like, then you always have to maybe exit your trades. So basically, this is the kind of routine I go through before I start my charting work. Before I get onto the charts, I like to acquaint myself with the fundamental side to basically get to know what the market is going to be like for that particular day. So this is just me. So I'm showing you this. So then when it comes to the strategy that I trade, I always trade off the daily candle. As I told you guys, I like to see what the daily candle for the previous day was like. So basically, to see how I can capitalize off the open, high, low, close. So as price actually does this, usually for this new day, there's always some kind of area of interest from the previous day, and then once price has tapped into that area of interest, then it reverses in the other direction. So basically, this is how I trade. There's nothing so special. So once I see that this previous day, which was the 19th, Friday, 19th July 2024, so this is how the candle opened right here. Then it made its high, then the low was right here, and then it closed right there. So that was what we had for that particular candle. So when you see right here, price has already actually tapped back into that area of interest, which was a fair value gap that was right here. So price today opened, and it actually had a very big candle up, so which ended up closing that particular area of interest. So for me, how I would look this today, I would actually look at price, coming either to take out this particular level right here that has these order blocks right here. I would expect price to come stops that might be resting below here, and then if I did this back, there are some stops also resting below here. So once price has taken out all these stops, then I would expect price to actually reverse in the other direction of the market. So this is something I expect to happen. I would expect price to it continues direction. If this doesn't happen this way, then another thing that I might expect price to do is for price to actually come take out this high for the Asian session right here. Let me try and stretch this out very well. Let me stretch this out very well so that I have the correct level. Okay, I've zoomed in enough. Okay, so once price has swept this particular level, then I would expect price to actually reverse in the opposite direction. So this is what I'm looking at today. And then once it has done, I'm looking at reacting off of. So the first level is this level right here, which is 1.08631. So once excuse me, guys. Sorry about what I was trying to say, that once price has actually taken out this particular level at 1.08631, then I expect it to reverse in the other direction. So basically, this is what I'll be looking at. So I'll be reacting off this particular level. Once price gets here, then I look to actually take my entry or make my entry. The other level I'll be looking to react off of is this right here, which is 1.09030. So once price gets here, once price takes out this Asian high for today, then I'll be looking to actually take my trade in the opposite direction. So you can clearly see that this combines areas of interest like liquidity sweeps or else price tapping into fair value gaps. So basically, this is how I trade. And basically, so once price does this, then I'll basically be looking to make an entry. And how I make my entries, or maybe before we even get to the entries, my analysis, I analyze using the 1 hour time frame. I always do my analysis using this 1 hour time frame to basically enable me, fully look into the previous day's, price action. And then once I recognize those areas of interest, then this is how I mark out my levels. So basically, this is how I analyze. And then when it comes to the entry, I always make my entries using the 5 minute time frame. So I enter on the 5 minute time frame, and how I make my entries, once let's say price gets to this level, I look out for inversion fair value gap. So I wait for an inversion fair value gap to form, and then this is when I make my entry. And usually, as I make these entries for the stop loss, I always use 10 pips. And then when it comes to the take profit, I always use a 30 pip take profit. The reason I use this, or the reason I do this, so it's basically because I've monitored price. As I've told you guys, I've traded this for more than 1 year. So I had data that dates back 2 years previously. So basically it has showed me that at least price moves 30 pips a day. So this is how I determine my take profit. So I use 30 pips as my take profit when it comes to this particular strategy. So this is how I've traded, and it is how I continue trading. So remember, analysis, I do it on this 1 hour time frame, and then when it comes to the entries, I make them on the 5 minute time frame. So this is how I trade. And in case you do have any kinds of questions regarding to maybe these live streams or regarding to maybe this particular strategy that I trade, you can always leave them down in the comment section. I'll be glad to actually answer you back. So this is it for today. Remember, any question you might be having, just go down in the comment section and let me know exactly what you think or what you feel about what I have been presenting, guys. So this is it for today. For any questions, remember to leave them in the comment section. And then do not forget not to make those execution errors, like maybe entering the wrong lot size, or maybe you might be buying and then end up making a sell. Don't do some of these execution errors, because this is how you turn out not to be profitable, guys. So always be paying very keen, be very always pay attention to details. Do not make those execution errors, guys. So once you do this, definitely you'll be able to manage your risk well, and then you'll be able to turn profitable in the long run. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, guys.